Previously on the Girls That's Guys show.
I'm not a makeup person, but I have learned how to apply a fabulous makeup on my face just because of the tons of ads that I have done and tons of ads for makeup artists. And every time one or the other should give me a trick or tip.
Right.
And now I go do the makeup and go out and they think I've done it in the fanciest things ever, or some makeup artist has done it for me. No, I was not born like that. I learned because of my domain.
In this episode, we continue our conversation with International Model Dima Kontar. We discuss the world of being an influencer and the choices it allows us to make. Dima shares how she handles working with different brands at the same time. And finally, we discuss a little bit about how both of us got into the modeling industry, how different areas of modeling have changed, and how people who want to become models can now enter that world. If you would like to contact Dima directly, her links are provided in the show notes. They're also listed with this episode on our site, girlsaskguysshow.com, under the menu item, The Show. You can also find Dima on Instagram. That's at Dima Kontar, which is spelled as one word, Dimakontar. She's also on Facebook at Dima Kontar, which is spelled as two words. And finally, she is also part of the Amazon Influencers Program at amazon.com/shop/Dima Kontar. And we now continue with our conversation with Dima. Well, even a suit, a three-piece suit is like $275. A two-piece suit is like, $175? And that's jack in the pants, three-piece. You can have the tie included if you want, but
that's the $200. That's the extra $200.
Yeah. Well, it comes with a vest. So you
awesome.
have the vest, the jacket, the pants. You have custom shoes made, a custom belt. Everything is custom. But yeah, I get that for these people, and I show them this is how you can do this, and man, their confidence goes. They're almost unstoppable. I'm like, my job is done.
Yeah. Maybe you should go into the influencer field, John.
That's what I'm trying to get him to do. I'm trying to pitch John out.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Constantly,
what I do right now,
Yeah.
Okay, so we are on the same page, because nowadays I told you, I cannot focus on traveling and accepting the offers that I used to, especially with the toothpaste. And here there's no sources of help. So, okay, all this experience I have, all this years that I worked through, now I go into the influencing stage, or I'm an influencer right now. So I give advice to people, hey, go buy that thing. I have both that thing and it looks fabulous. Yeah. You can just look gorgeous with $200, getting all this worth of stuff, and you still look and trendy.
Dima, do you write?
Actually, the company that I'm talking about, I'll send that to you, because they do some women's clothes. They're starting to open a little bit more. Guys, we're real simple. We need a shirt, we need some pants, we're done. But for women, it's more complicated because you have the shirt, you have the pants, you have the blouse, you have the dress.
You need the skirt, you need the shorts, you need the sweater, you need the jacket, the mini.
God forbid. The
shoes, the different types of heels if you're interested into. And answering your question, Ashley, I don't write. Writing is something that I find needs lots of time.
Yeah.
And really, I'm not that person that's so much into writing, so I don't have a blog page. But I believe that the era of Instagram made everything so visual that really what attracts people nowadays is the image. If their eyes hold on an image, they might scroll back and look, okay, but what's the thing that passed? So because people nowadays, when they check their Instagrams, they see them just scrolling in a fabulous speed, and if something attracts their eyes, they might go back and look, it's because of that image. Nowadays, everything is so visual. For you, I would tell you that I will style something and it looks fabulous, and you won't know even if it's branded or not, but the way it looks, it either attracts your eyes to go and purchase it or not.
Yeah.
So the image nowadays is very important, and the way things are assembled around. So
because
it's the area of visual things, I believe. So some people are still interested in blogs and writing, but that other domain is, as they say, the dominant thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I was just asking.
Yeah, because I think there was a girl last year. She was looking for a dress for a Christmas party, and I actually sent her to one of the contacts that I had, and yeah, she was able to order a custom dress. I mean, so
Wow.
yeah, I mean it's
Awesome.
yeah, I mean there's so much out there as far as custom anything. I mean, I was working with a martial arts school, and just to get an additional revenue stream, I was like, dude, come out with your own protein powder. He's like, what? And I was like, yeah, you can get your own protein powder over here. You can custom design your own health bar. I mean, you choose the ingredients. They'll make the health bar. They'll put your wrapper on it. It costs you 25 cents. You sell it for $1. You make 75 cents a bar. I mean, there is so much stuff that you can do nowadays.
Why aren't we doing that? Why aren't we why aren't we selling people protein powder? Once again, because I'd probably put drugs in it. So
no, this actually comes directly from the factory. It's already sealed. It's just got your label on it. I mean,
that's awesome. So it's awesome.
Yeah, well,
it's good. It might be a nice Christmas idea, you know, of getting
exactly,
and sending them there and getting customized. You know, one time I remember that I got a customized gift for my husband with his name on.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it was a pen and a wallet, and I got his initials reflected on these. And till now, I believe this is the best gift ever for him. Like, people love to get personalized items.
You can, I can actually send you to a company. They'll make him a custom cologne if you want that.
Yes. If you had a custom cologne, what would the name be? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
interesting.
You know what's funny about that
is $60 a bottle, but I mean, it lasts you for over a year. But you choose the scents, and you can have because I did it for my mom and my dad. I sent my dad a custom cologne. I sent my mom a custom perfume. It had their names on it, and I had my mom's maiden name. What is it? The family crest put on there, and my dad, our family name had the crest put on his. And I think I did the extra $9 and had the hand lotion included with my mom's gift, and the hand lotion had the same scent as the perfume.
Huh. That's a really good idea. Yeah. Like, especially for someone I'm dating.
It's the season. Tons of people love this idea. Yeah. Getting this personalized items for Christmas is something great. Oh, why not? I believe you should share with us all of these concepts that you have.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody's going to benefit from them.
We're gonna have a full Girls Ask Guys show line of things. You want protein powder? You want perfume? We got you. Like, we're just basically a flea market
give the
at this
guys
point.
The protein powder, and the boys can give the girls the perfume. So why not?
Yeah, just don't do it on the first date.
Right. I would. This is how I need you to smell at all times.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, even for if you wanted to open that up as a second source of revenue for your own company, that's an avenue you could take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
why not?
Yeah, there's
actually I'm in the same, like they say, in the domain, because also I get that these many products that I try and give advice to people, or sometimes some people direct message me, do you have any idea how to get this or that? I look for services and for things to help them get the best gift ever in the best affordable way ever. Mm-hmm. So we are all in the same part, I believe. Yeah, nowadays it's this era of giving advice to people about things you have tried and just be effective, and then directing them towards that. Okay, so based on my experience, I have tried this, I like it, I don't like it, I advise you to get it, not only for partners, but also for different parts of the family or for kids, whatever is the age of people around you. So yes, this is nowadays the most popular or most famous people, like, they are getting their, as they say, getting use of their pages or their popularity because they approach a great number of people to give their words like about things, whether they think about it, whether they do advise or not.
Yeah, because that's one thing that we're keeping in mind is because as our show grows, because I mean we're hitting our show growth is
it's actually exponential.
I mean every week we're like doubling in numbers. I mean, which is surprising because
why?
I mean usually it's because we've been out. We just entered our third week, and we were hoping for maybe 15 downloads the first month. And we're already hitting 5-star reviews. We're getting our first week we hit. I mean, we just blew the number. Our entire chart had to be redone.
We even had to like expedite things.
Yeah, we had to expedite a couple of shows.
Yeah, like
yeah. So I mean,
this is interesting. This is good news. I don't think you're sad about it. You're overexcited. But okay, change the chart for this sake. No worries.
Yeah, I mean, all of our predictions just like went out the window. We're just like, okay, this taking off more than we can handle.
Right.
But we're going through and we're looking at everything, and we know that at some point in time we're going to have advertisers coming to us. And the great thing about running a podcast is that we're not obligated to take anything we don't want to take. And I mean,
suck it, corporate America.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't align with our show and it doesn't align with, and I don't like the product, no. I mean, it's that I'm not going to push something on my listeners that we don't believe in. And
true. You don't want to give a fake advice or a fake advertisement for the sake. No, you want to be convinced it's the 100% appropriate thing.
Yeah, because I've seen that. I mean, even some of the big name stars, they've come through like years later after their contract is done, and they're under no legal obligation anymore. They're just like, yeah, that was a mistake.
Everybody's got a price.
Yeah, there's like that thing there. I never used it. I mean, I said I did, but I didn't. It's a piece of crap. So
there was a celebrity who just got caught. I can't remember who they were spokesperson for, but they just got caught using their competitor's brand. Mm-hmm. And I think it was like Gatorade or something. It was so funny just because of the way people reacted, and like how they lost their endorsement. Well, that's not funny. I guess losing money isn't funny, but just how, I guess as a freelance model, you probably see this as different, but usually I guess when you have a contract, like you're signed to like Ford or whatever, or Tom Ford, I guess it would be. When you're signed, you have to represent that brand. But as a freelance model, are you able to kind of just tell people no?
You know what I do? As a freelance model, I'm not obliged to work with one brand or another because there is no contract that forbids me of dealing with a certain brand. Now, certain brands, when they come and work with you, they might say, okay, like we do not like to promote for a competitor brand at least for this period of time because it gets conflicting on your page, like having two adjacent ads for the same domain people at the same time. And usually this is something that I don't do. But I'm of the type that if I don't like the brand, I tried it, I don't like it, I don't promote for it. I'm very honest with them, like, okay, so when I do something for my audience, I'm giving them positive experience, positive advice. So if I'm promoting it and I know it's not effective, why am I doing that?
Exactly.
So no, you have to be very transparent with them. And in this case, also I have my Amazon influencer page. So I'm part of Amazon influencer group. So really, this started like I am an Amazon person. So when my life changed that much at the early ages of my life, I used to go to malls and get my husband with me, and who was even my boyfriend before, and we used to go shopping together. I would try the clothes and everything on and say, hey, how do I look? Because I always needed the opinion of a man, men have a good taste of how a woman looks like. So, but as the years evolved and changes, he doesn't go with me anymore. And he gets so bored of the idea of waiting for me. And then he complained.
Your third child,
I don't blame him. The last time I went and he had to hold the two kids and look after them, and he said, okay, I'm chasing the kids around. They have picked up every single item in the store. Can you stop going to the store? I told him, I will do. And then I started ordering everything online from Amazon. And you can see like hundreds of items. And you can see, I believe the Amazon guy knows me by heart now, that this is Dima, because every day I have a box in front of the door. So then I became part of Amazon Influencer Program, because I have tried so many things. What I do is that I put them on my page and I say for my audience, hey, you can find this item on my page if you go and shop through my link and etc. And because all of these are stuff that I have tried and I have seen, and they are very affordable. Like you can pick very expensive items, but at the same time, competition is growing nowadays.
Oh yeah,
really, it's all over. Like you can find the same item with the branded content, and you can say a person who's trying to go into competition and have very high quality, and he's not yet branded. So this is really so confusing for many people nowadays. But
I literally said,
you can when you try these items, you can sense the difference. The simplest thing I would tell you, like I bought a home laser machine from a branded company, and I tried it, and literally it is nothing. As if when I tried it, I say, okay, where's the efficacy? I cannot see any change. I cannot see any results.
Yeah.
The other day, like a week or two ago, I bought another one, which is not from a branded company, but I can see the results. So nowadays, the concept is changing, and there are these tons of sellers over there, and really, they want to reach the people and say, hey, we have good quality products. We are not yet well known like high-end brands or other types of brands, but we offer good quality products. So if we don't try these products and like to experience them and give our feedback and tell these people about, first, these companies will never have the chance to go and promote their products or just show how effective they are. Second, these people will continue on buying these extremely expensive stuff, thinking just because, okay, they are this type of brand and the other people won't have the chance to show the capabilities they have. So, yes, there are minded people who go and invent some things or some products that you are really fascinated with. So, it's not type of balance. Like some companies over the years, they have reserved their place in the market.
And they got cheap.
Always offering the same type of service. And some companies really, they just have the brand name nowadays. But you go and wear their clothing, the quality is bad. Like, okay, the brand is on that shirt, but after washing it for a couple of times, it's not the same anymore.
Right.
So we are facing this, and maybe you have seen that, guys. So it's happening.
Actually I have.
Well, you can go buy or get online or from anywhere, like some type of clothing or machine or anything that is not well known, but you are surprised with the quality and the results.
That's why I believe in small business, because usually they have that. See, when you get commercial, you stop putting that love and detail into your work. And when you buy from someone who is, like I said, a smaller person, they're making 10,000 of their units a year versus a major company who's basically just stealing children labor in a different country. There's a quality to that product, and you're not buying for name, you're buying for quality. I think people now are starting to realize that, and that's why Amazon and like Etsy and all these places are becoming so viable, because people are like, I could go to this store and buy these jeans that are going to wear out in 4 days, or I can go buy these jeans and they're about $2 more, but they last.
Because that's one of the things that I learned from the costumers or the wardrobe in modeling is stitch count. Like a quality piece of clothing has about 172 stitches per inch. A lot of people don't know that. I mean, oh, it's got this label on there, so it must be good.
Must be good.
Yeah, I'll pay $120 for it. And,
jeans.
Yeah, because I was walking through one of the major department stores the other day with this one girl, and I saw this shirt, and I was like, oh, that actually looks like it might fit. First thing I did was I checked the seam on it, and I was like, this is worth about $20. It's not worth $80. It's like, what? And I said, look at that stitching. I mean, it's all janky. And what? It's got maybe 75 stitches an inch? That thing's going to fall apart in 6 months. So I'll stick with my custom stuff.
And guess what people do? They go back to the store and they buy another pair of $80 jeans that are probably now $100. And that's the thing. You have to think about quality, people.
Yeah. I'll pay top dollar for quality over a brand any day.
Oh yeah, dude, absolutely. That's why, once again, Old Navy is still in business. I'm telling you, people, and obviously I'm pushing towards an Old Navy sponsorship of the show. But seriously, that's why they're still in business, because I bet you have a shirt with an American flag on it if you shop at Old Navy, and it's probably lasted you 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've actually considered, if I knew more about it, I would actually open up my own clothing line. I'm just not that familiar with the actual fashion industry because that's expensive.
Oh God, yeah.
I know where I can do. I do know a manufacturer that can do cut and sew, but it's.
I do like that. I like the idea of you having your own clothing line.
Yeah, it's made to order, cut and sew. It's just really expensive. I mean, you're going to be paying about $135 a shirt.
Look, man, I don't know. I got some connections in China.
Yeah, not to mention a dress. Yeah, you're talking wedding dress prices there for something you're going to wear every day. But,
you are talking about high, extremely end brands, and sometimes, as you said, customized brands. And these people, like, they have built their reputation into the market over hundreds of years. I don't know, tens of years, and they can still maintain the quality because they're talking about very high-end brands.
Oh yeah.
So it has to be that way. Yeah. Otherwise, they will turn out to be like any ordinary brand that's losing industry nowadays.
Yeah, it's like
it's a lot of work too. The clothing industry is a lot of work. You gotta.
Yeah, clothing industry is a ton of work, and I mean, I've learned that just by working with people, and all they do is, I mean, the only thing they do is outfit models, and I've seen them where they've gone from models to where they specialize in just dressing guys for the red carpet, just dressing girls for the red carpet. I mean, it depends on who they find easier to dress. There is one that I do know of. She started off as an assistant, and the only people that she works with now are just guys. She found trying to dress women too complicated. I can't wear that. It makes my hips look too big. But it'll look fine. Trust me. I'm not going to. No. Or I don't do prints, or I don't do stripes, or I don't do so. She's just like, I like working with.
It's much easier.
Put these pants on.
Yeah, I mean, she's just like, she walks up to a guy, bats her eyes, and goes, "Wear this." Okay.
Exactly. Probably, if she wants to have less headache, she would go to the male. Definitely. And now, I have lots of friends that I have actually modeled for before. Several designers that I have modeled for at their startup, and I have seen them the other day posting photos of celebrities wearing their dresses. So now the market is open. Like, when I saw this couple of people, oh my God, like, I go into the Instagram and I see my photos at the bottom of their Instagram page because they were at the beginning, and now I can see them. They are paving their way and getting into the world of the dressing celebrities. So also nowadays we can see people like they're open up to dress other than these specific type of brands. So this goes from the same concept that we should give the chance for other people to try, to succeed. Like, it doesn't harm. Like, these people who are already there in the market, they've been there, they have their name, they achieve success. But some people, they are just trying now, and they should have their chance as well.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing I like about podcasting and the and Instagram and it just e-commerce in general. I mean, it's removed the barrier for people to do stuff. Like some of these companies that I was mentioning where you can get custom made perfumes and colognes or the clothes and stuff, they will actually put your label on there and they won't make it until it's ordered. So there's no overhead cost to you. And when somebody orders it, you send the order to them, they'll make it, put your label on it, they'll ship it to them. And you've got your own clothing line or your own perfume line or whatever. I mean, your own health food line of products or, I mean, just really anything. It just takes a little bit of digging and knowing who to talk to in order to get that done. But the barriers to entry are like severely removed.
This is an amazing opportunity, really.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of those, you go into a supermarket and you see like several name brands, then you see the store brand and then several name brands, then the store brand. Mm-hmm. The company that makes those name brands, sometimes they will go under contract. They're like, yeah, we'll just take our label off and stick your label on it. I mean, exact same product. It's just they took their label off and stuck the store name on it. And if you know how to talk to them, they'll take their label off and put your name on it. And now it's your product.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yes.
I've never known that. Oh, this is so right. Okay. And it's still legal? Like, people can do that? Is it legal?
Capitalism.
Yeah, it's perfectly legal. I mean, it's all made at the same plant. It's all made to the same standards. It's just, it's just, they take their name off of it and stick your name on it.
It's all medicine is. It's all the same.
You're giving us a new piece of information.
Yeah. I mean, it's... Yeah. And coming from the modeling industry and just knowing how that works, and I mean, you have a degree, which is also another staple I try to put into people's heads. Models are not dumb. I mean, I've met some very intelligent models that have multiple, like 2 or 3 PhDs. They they enjoy the education, but they like modeling more. But with this, I do want to say that if people want to get in touch with you, that they can go to your Instagram account at Dima Kontar, one word, your Facebook page, Dima Kontar, 2 words, or find you at Amazon Influencers at amazon.com/shop/Dima Kontar, which is 1 word. Now, as I was saying, models are intelligent. For instance, you have an advanced degree. So...
Yeah, I do have a master's degree. You will be surprised. Like, as you said, people think that pretty females are dumb, or like because you are beautiful, like probably you are not intelligent enough. But it's not true. Lots of people, I would say, like intelligence is not something that is distributed equally to people. But also, you have to know the way you explore opportunities, the way you have the readiness to learn, the readiness to explore or look around you. Like, I have changed lots of countries. I have lived in different countries, and every time you start your life journey in new country, you start from scratch, no matter what you have built in the previous country. And believe me, education, intelligence, digging out, as you said, willingness to learn, listening to others, being smart enough, at least, or at first, like not trying to get the top of the notch, just accept the fact, being realistic, all of these will make you succeed.
Yeah.
So it's not being pretty means that, okay, I'm just beautiful. I care only about my body and my clothing and the brands I wear or the stuff I do, and this is it. It's not about that. Fashion is not about wearing these fancy surf shoes from this brand or wearing this jacket from this brand. It's not about that. It's much more.
I've seen models get absolutely terrified when a big brand comes in or like a certain designer comes in and they find out that the dress that they are about to put on and they have to jump around in costs like $15,000. And they're like, oh, I don't want to rip it.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
like, that's
yeah.
crazy.
It's a great responsibility. You know, I used to also model for Saks Avenue. So they have these very high-end brands and fabulous designers and this stuff. But what made me successful is that I used to work with them in the Gulf, not in the United States. But I never think about it that way. I say, it's going to be fine. And
Yeah.
that person who used to style the clothes, like, she really loves me. But to the point, like, every time I go to the fashion show, I don't open my mouth. I don't complain so much. I don't say I want to work for that person or not. And some girls would say they go off the road. Sometimes I don't want to wear this dress. I prefer this style. I look more beautiful on that. This color suits my skin more.
Yeah.
So I'm of the type that I don't go into this girlish talk, because at the end you have to wear what you have to wear. So stop complaining.
Yeah.
It's not you that you have to pick up and choose. It gets assigned to you. Simply, they see that this looks good on you. It's whatever. Every person has their own look. So at the end, because of that, she turns out every time she has a photo shoot. Also, they have like a jewelry store that is in the mall that goes for them, and every time they have a photo shoot, they just used to contact me, because I'm the type of the person that, okay, I never complain. I take things easy. I don't get over frustrated or overheated up. They want to feel that then that also this model is somehow confident in what she's doing. She's exactly, and that she's a trusted person. Like sometimes I was wearing pieces of jewelry that are worth millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You know, and for the sake of the photo shoot, just take it easy. I know it's too frustrating and it's a big responsibility, but you know, when you get worried about something, it happens. This is what I discovered. If you get so worried about it, it goes ahead and it happens. Oh my God, as if you say, what's happening? Is it like, are they reading my mind or something? But I don't know what's in there, but throughout my experience all these years, whatever I worry about, it happens.
Yeah.
So stop worrying. It will be fine.
Yeah. I just remember seeing some of those models, and they find out how much the dress costs or the shoes cost or whatever, because some designer brought it in. And okay, we're going to try this shoot, and you can just see the terror on their face. And that's when I had to go up and like, okay, take a deep breath, listen, calm yourself. Okay, we're going to start off with just a small jump, and then we're going to work. Then we're going to kind of get a little bit bigger. Okay, are you sure? Just calm down. We're going to be fine.
Yeah, it happens, and I would tell you.
Yeah, because sometimes I'll try and take a low shot and just shoot from a low angle going up, and I was like, okay, try the small jump. Okay. No, actually that works. Okay, you're off the jump. Okay, now let's try this one. It's like, really? Yes, thank you.
Also, what I wanted to tell you that throughout the model years of experience, like the first experience, the second, the third, like these early jobs, she would be frustrated. But when it becomes so frequent and like she models more and more and deals with different high-end brands and wearing this expensive stuff more and more, it becomes easier. Now it's not the same every time, but she gets accustomed to it. And every time is a new challenge, you know. But there's this importance that just show them that you can do it. You are confident. Don't overreact. So, and this also gives the relaxation for the model and for the brand as well. Like some people, they go back and work with you not just because the results or these photos are amazing, just because of your personality.
Yeah.
I like how this model is. She has a good character. She's very comfortable. She doesn't give us a hard time. Blah, blah, blah. She poses very quickly. we can get, instead of an hour taking one photo, we can take 3 photos in an hour, for example. You know, also people look towards this stuff. And here, like her character and her experience pay a lot, you know?
Yeah. Or, I mean, she's able to pull off this look, or she has this certain type of look about her that just conveys, I mean, just naturally, and it conveys the message that we're looking for. I mean,
exactly.
And I mean, and the industry itself is going under such major changes nowadays that where before, like when I was in the industry, it was a very certain type of look that they were looking for. And they were just starting to relax some of the quote unquote industry rules to where they were looking for more like the girl next door type model. And now almost anybody can enter it through their own Instagram account.
Because the idea about modeling is changing.
Mm-hmm.
The demand for these different sizes and shapes of models is more into the field. Now, the previous idea that all of these models should be excessively tall and excessively skinny, now this is still exists in the international runaway field, and I don't think it will change. But we have seen that some add-ons going on, and through the Instagram, really, lots of people have been able to establish a career and be on their own, modeling on their own, rather than only, like for me at first, I used to go into contracts with agencies, and this was the only way to be hired, is going through the agency.
Yes.
And this depends on your exposure within the agency. Like some agencies might really get you exposed more than others. Here you have to know also it's not easy. Like sometimes some girls get more opportunities than other girls simply because maybe the person handling this portfolio doesn't display your photos.
Right.
See what I mean? That it's not always fair. Things happen, and I have faced something, but through the Instagram and this new era of e-commerce, like really, if you have the capabilities, you have the characteristics required, you can simply become your own model. Like you can go into the world of modeling from your own little gate.
Yeah.
It doesn't need these big contracts and these extremely big agencies like it used to be before.
Yeah, because
I can see lots of the freelance models who started through Instagram are blooming, and they are contracting and modeling for very famous brands, and they did that on their own.
Yeah, because
I have a friend like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I got into being a photographer, because I had to go through, I had to be discovered by an agency. And I mean, I remember the day that I got picked up, and I was still in high school. So I was like 17 years old. And I just happened to be going through Fort Worth, and I saw a modeling shoot happen. I walked up, I had my camera, I had like actually, I still have the 4 frames that I snapped of the model just as my introduction. And they're like, okay, shoot those frames, bring them to us. We'll see how you did. And I think 3 out of the 4 were halfway decent. They're like, you're working for us. And that introduced me to the agencies. And through the agencies, they started contracting me. And I just kind of, and when I got transferred to California, around the Los Angeles area, that's where it really started to pick up, because I walked in with a portfolio. And but you had to enter in through an agency. And now, as a photographer, you can post your stuff on Instagram or online, do stock photography, and get discovered that way.
Exactly. What you're saying is 100% true. And I know that in California, there's a big chunk of work, and in New York than the other states. Like you have to know that in some states, the modeling field is growing, or there is more opportunities than in other states.
Yeah.
And we have to know that, yes, for me before, like when I first started my modeling, I had to go to that photographer and take these very good photographs. And I have like my pocket portfolio that is so heavy, putting, adding to it all these pieces of work that I do. And every time I do commercial or video clip or whatever, I have to add pictures to it. Or, okay, I worked with that person and with that person. And it became so heavy to carry around. Now, no one carries that portfolio anymore.
Yeah.
So when you have a job to do, they tell you, okay, we want to see pictures. You go, okay, go to my Instagram and you will see everything down there. Everything is digital now. I don't know if there are still some people asking for these print
For
out.
film? Yeah. I don't know.
They're still
Because
asking for these. I don't know.
but I used to, that was the beginning of my photography career. I would take photos of people who wanted to become models, and I would actually do up their initial portfolio, and we would have the everyday look, we would have the sports look, we would have the evening gown or the dressy look. We would have, we do like 4 or 5 different looks, put that into a portfolio and send that to an agency for that model.
Exactly.
And
this is what I did.
Yeah. And
this is what I did when I started. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And because of what I was sending them, because they would see my name on there. Oh, he was the photographer. He does good photography. We got a job coming up. Have him do this. And that's how I got introduced to the agencies. And that's how I made lots of friends with lots of models. But now
it all starts with a step. Yeah.
Yeah. And now everything is digital. You can approach an agency and say, here's my acting, here's me in this video doing this acting clip, or here's me on doing a YouTube channel or podcast, or here's my Instagram account. Everything is digital now.
Yeah. Now you as a photographer now depends so much on editing, how skillful you are in editing that photo and post it on the Instagram. Because, when you take the photos with your camera and then you have to transform them, and do the editing so that in a way they can upload them to the Instagram app, which definitely, like if you want to upload a photo, basically you're going to do everything from your cell phone. Like it's a cell phone application. It's not an application that you can do and do all the edits on your computer. So imagine like all of this work turns to be just on a cell phone. And I believe like people, when they want to share their portfolio, lots of times when I used to travel to other countries, so people are communicating with me from whatever, I used to email them professional photos. Like they are well edited, the lighting is perfect, everything is okay. And some examples from my work, and I used to say, if you need to have access to more photos, just go to my Instagram and you'll see different scenarios and different types of clothing, etc., etc. So really, this is a great exposure. Now, lots of people also, they focus nowadays on the followers and on the engagement and on the algorithm. This is also changing day by day. I don't know what the next years will hold. Like the way Instagram used to be 2-3 years ago is not the same anymore. Like it is nowadays.
Yeah.
So every day there's changes, and perhaps everything will turn out to be digital. I don't know till what extent, but really high technology is leading us to places like how we used to be and how we are nowadays.
Yeah.
It's a big change.
Well, where I used to have to carry my photo bag with me and several different lenses and everything else, I can do all that on my phone now. So
yes. And there's high phones that comes with 2 cameras and with very high precision, and you can do in focus and out of focus. Can you imagine with a phone?
Oh, just trying to getting the lighting correct and everything else, because we used to have the reflective screens, we used to have the fill lights, the backlights, and all these different lights, and then you had to do the meter at this point and do the meter at that point, set your f-stop, set this, set that. Now it's just, okay, stand still, got it, next. The camera does all that calculation for you. And I can actually tell it, blur the background where it would, that could take me like 3 or 4 minutes to set up it, or depending on how much depth of field the director wanted or the contract wanted. And I was, oh, yeah, it was a headache.
Yeah, sure. Everything is changing. So we'll see where we will reach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you heard.
Yeah, just listening to your story and how you've gone through all of this different stuff, and also provided like an insight into what it's like in the modeling industry. I mean, it's going to be a huge eye opener for a lot of people. They've heard it from me a little bit, but again, I was the guy behind the camera. I wasn't in front of the camera. So having perspective from in front of the camera is like a game changer for lots of different people.
Yeah, just gotta try it. Now, every person who will try it will know what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy, like, but if you get successful, you get successful. It's either or. You might be so pretty in reality, but never pretty on these photos. You might not be photogenic, telegenic, whatever. If you want to do a radio show, your voice must be touching the hearts of people. You should have the tone in your voice that's so attractive to others. So for every domain, there is characteristics.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean if you are pretty, you can do it. No, believe me, some models, they got so famous, they are not extremely pretty, but they have this attraction. Like, whenever you take a photo for them, they're always appealing with that photo. Their face talks about so many things. Yeah. There are so many characteristics to be a model, and being there is very frustrating. It's not easy. It's very exhausting. It causes leg pain, back pain. Sometimes you get stiff taking that pose and trying over and over. But when you see the results, it's always rewarding. I have seen myself in several magazines over the years, sometimes in the front magazine, like in the front page of a Snob magazine, which is so popular down there in the Middle East region. So it's so rewarding. It's so lovely. But a person should be realistic. And if you think about stuff we used to have in the past and you don't have now, some people might go crazy. But I would tell every person, like, just live the moment, enjoy it. Things change, circumstances change, life changes. But I believe whenever a gate closes, another gate opens. Whenever you have these changes with your partner, you have add-ons in the family, you have a new baby, you have more than one child, things start changing and evolving. For now, like, I got a modeling job to do in another state, and it's well paying, but I refuse because I have kids and I cannot leave them. So some people might go crazy and insane about it. Wow, what is this life? I don't want it anymore. But I think about it in a different way. I have to be realistic somehow. I'm not saying that, okay, I'm that peaceful person living with it. But when I think about it, I say, okay, things happen and this is how it is right now. I have done so many fabulous jobs in the past. I roamed the world. I have gained so much money. I have earned so much money. I have been on several magazines. I have dealt with hundreds and maybe thousands of people. I had this chance. So live each phase as is. Even in your relation with your partner, be convinced, like, if it's not the same today, it will not be the same as it used to be yesterday. It will continue on changing. So just be prepared to changes, accept them, and try your best in such a way to get out of your routine and live the moment as is. Nothing makes you happy. You can create your own happiness, regardless if you are rich or poor, you have a very high-end job or just a normal job, whatever. Life is full of problems. We don't have perfect lives. Just always be there to make these tiny changes to make your life better and be strong. Well, if you're strong, every person can be strong.
Yeah, there's a saying that I go by, and it's, if you live in the past, you're going to be depressed. If you're constantly thinking about the future, all you're going to do is cause yourself anxiety. So live in the here and now.
Exactly.
Today's a gift. That's
Live
why I
your
call it a
present.
present.
Yeah. Yeah. Live in the present.
Don't think so much. Yeah, it's good to plan things, but
but
plan it
don't
for the
obsess
near
on them.
future, for the few days coming, for the month. But you cannot build a future roadmap and expect that everything will be fine.
No, I mean,
Things
that's,
change and sudden things happen, and I have experienced that throughout my whole life. Many times I have built roadmaps and it turns into disappointment. I learned not to do that anymore,
yeah.
and hopefully things will be fine.
I think your story and everything that you've explained on here and just your personality itself. I mean, yeah, nothing's going to be stopping you anytime soon.
Right. Look out, world. Dima's coming. And she's gonna stay. Well,
Yeah.
it was a pleasure,
Yeah.
guys. This
Yeah.
is awesome.
Oh, go ahead, Ashley.
I was gonna say this was awesome. As always, when we have a guest, like we say, keep your negative comments to yourself because we don't care what you think about our guests. We think they're wonderful. If you have if you want to write in, ask Dima some questions, I'm sure we'll be in touch with her and we'll ask her some of your cool fashion questions. But also make sure you check out her Instagram. That's the easiest way to get to contact her, get to know her, see what she does. Make sure she knows her stuff because she clearly does. And make sure that you visit her Facebook. All the support you can help. As you can see, she's a mom with 3 kids. Just kidding. She has 2 kids and a husband. But she's very knowledgeable about everything she does. And I can't imagine the fashion world would be the same without her. And I just want to reiterate once again, keep your negative comments to yourself. We like our guests and we'd love to have them back at all times. And if you're a negative Nancy, we're just going to have to boot you. Always like, subscribe, and remember, follow us Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and probably other places.
Again, thank you, Dima, for being here. This has been great. And we hope that this helps everyone get a better insight into what it's like to be a model with a relationship and while raising a family. We hope that over these past few episodes where you shared your past in the first episode, your relationship in episode 2, and here where you shared the modeling industry as a career. We hope that this really helped everybody. Please, everyone, visit Dima. Give her your support by visiting her on Instagram at Dima Kontar. That's one word, DIMAKONTAR. Or over on her Facebook page, which is Dima Kontar with 2 words. Or even better, visit her on her Amazon influencer page where she personally uses and recommends tons of different products. That's at amazon.com/shop/Dima Kontar. Again, thank you, Dima. It has been such a pleasure having you here on the show.
Thank you so much for having me today. It was an honor, really, having this conversation with you. It was so entertaining. Thank you so much. I really wish you always all the best. I'm always here if you want to reach me at any time. And thank you again.
And thank you again, Dima, for generously sharing your story with us. And with that, we are out of time. Now be sure to subscribe because we're just around the corner from releasing season 2. It is not something you are going to want to miss. Now go out there and live the life you are meant to live. Be the star you are meant to be, and together we will learn to master this thing called life. Now be sure to subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one.